good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever, whatever time that you're watching this. This is our morning musings. We have Tara, which is always part of this, and she is very much an amazing soul coach, intuitive. She's very much an empath, helping people find their path, what their soul is speaking to them, as well as she does flower essences. I love it. And we have Sheila this morning from Rural Roots Healing by Sheila. And
Good job.
she is, thank you. It's hard to say rural. Anyway,
Rule.
you got me off track now.
Sorry.
It's okay. She's an evidential medium. She does amazing healing. She's an intuitive healer. She does Reiki. She's an animal communicator, animal healing. She's very much a deep empath as well, and an intuitive. So welcome, Sheila.
Thank you.
Yay.
So excited to be here and with you guys again in the
Yeah.
same space.
Yeah, this is great. So today, I guess we decided just kind of off the cuff here 2 minutes ago that we were going to talk about divine timing because seems like it's becoming a more and um it has come to the surface a lot more and
Prominent.
yeah, more prominent very much. And there's a lot of people who like, what is divine timing? Oh, I'm tired of waiting for divine timing, all of the things. So that is our topic for today. So welcome.
I felt it would be interesting because I know I struggle with divine timing, being that we all have our gifts. And when you get like visions and stuff, and then you're like, okay, so when? You know, and I love the word soon, not. Because it's never the same. And it's
Yep.
yeah, so it's definitely something I've had to learn patience. And yeah, so I just thought it'd be really interesting how your experiences with divine timing.
Go ahead, Sheila, if you want to talk.
I could start. My biggest divine timing was leaving work. I had worked there for about 16. I was in my 16th year, and the years following, everything got harder. My body just hurt. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And I kept having these little flashes of, okay, you can go on, you can get a new job, you can whatever. I just kept getting that and ignoring it because, your mental mind says, no, you need to work, you need to pay your bills, you need to work. So I kept going and going. And then finally, one day at the beginning of December of 2022, I just said, I'm done. And I walked in his office, gave him my 2 weeks notice, and I said, I'm done on December 22nd, 2022, on my 52nd birthday. And I felt perfect. It was like, this is exactly what meant to be. And it just felt like everything in my whole body took a great big deep breath. And I knew it was meant to be. I had no second thoughts. I had no nothing. It was just, this is the way it's supposed to be. And I was perfectly okay with it. I had no huge savings. I had no next steps, but I just knew that was the time. So that's my biggest story.
That's awesome.
Mm.
Yeah, and a lot, like you said, Tara, too, like the soon thing, like time is irrelevant. I truly believe when it comes to divine timing, you have to be the energy that you need to be to meet that divine timing. Like Sheila, you maybe weren't ready a year before that, right? To actually quit. You may have thought of it, but maybe you were not energetic, ready to, start your own business and all of the things that you've done since you've quit, right? So I'm
Yeah.
a believer that if divine timing, if you are not growing and becoming who you need to be to meet that, how do you become in that energy and have it happen for you?
I
I
totally agree.
I totally agree. I think honestly, uh that so much more of our life is destiny than we believe. I believe that, and I think as a seer, as an intuitive, that um, we get messages, and because time is irrelevant, like you said, Sue, and it's like we think we're ready, or we think, but then I think it, for me, anyhow, it puts me back in that cycle of, okay, if I'm not ready, because I know this is coming, then there's something wrong with me. Like I need to fix something. I need to change a belief. I need to. But what I've been learning and what I know, but my cognitive mind doesn't like to know, is that then I like buckle down and make myself do the work kind of thing. But that's also divine timing. Like I can't make myself learn, or I'm not ready to unravel that part of it yet. And that's where I've really had to lean into patience, um, and trust that it'll
Yes.
happen when it will.
Because if
Because
you force it, it doesn't go as smoothly. It's like you go start it and then you get forced and you're like, okay, backtracking, or something hits you in the forehead and you have to stop anyhow. So you might as well wait for that moment that it just flows.
yeah, exactly. And I know, like, kind of what made me think of it too. So, some physical stuff, nothing serious, but um, I know it's healed, and it's healed, just hasn't manifested totally through the physical yet. But I know I've seen it, I've felt it, and I know it. But it's like, okay, when? And that's where I get caught in that when. So
What if your body's creating that very strong foundation that it's building rather than, it's fixed itself and now it's keeping that stability for yourself. And you mentioned that fixing yourself in order to get there for the divine timing. Um, I have now switched my kind of my mindset a little bit on that. Because like, we do work, like if you're doing the work, you're doing the work, right?
yeah,
Of course, fixing whatever, but what if you've already done the work, but it's just now becoming that person? Like we can have a positive mindset, but deep down in our heart, we're worried or we're not trusting or whatever. Um, it's almost like our energy has to catch up to that, right? So just like you said, Sheila, when you quit, your energy probably had to catch up to having, the guts to actually do it and worry about how you're going to pay your bills, all of the things, right? We get caught in that trap. But I have really switched on becoming rather than always having to fix. I've
mm,
done 15 years of fixing, growing. I mean, we never stop. But we can be addicted to fixing.
absolutely. I
Huge.
love that, and I love that you said that. Sorry, go ahead, Sheila.
I was going to say that I feel like the fixing part is something I think because I feel like I'm a fixer. I'm always fixing, I'm always moving forward. But to sit back and just kind of feel it was hard for me to begin with. But now I sit back, I think about it for a second, and then I let everything in my body tell me because I immediately, if it's going to go good for me, I feel a flood to my heart and I just feel my body relaxing. But if it's not good for me, or if I know a client isn't good for me, then it's like everything stops and my shoulders get tight. So it's just me taking the time to find where my energy sits and to realize what it is. I mean, I'm nothing special sort of thing. It doesn't come. You just have to learn your own energy and what affects it and what comes from it. So if clients come toward me and I feel their energy, I can tell, I can pretty much tell everybody what's happening towards me as their energy floods into my energy field. So I can tell that. So I've learned my own energy and what my energy does. So I'm so thankful for that because before it was like, don't be silly. She's fine. She's fine. And then later find out that they've done something and then you're backpedaling. So it's listening to your own energy and your own intuition. It's huge and it takes practice because our mindsets are not quite the same as, well, we're all the same age almost. So it's like back then, our moms and our dads, this is the rule, and they were telling us how we're feeling and what we should feel and why we should do it. Now we have to sit back and listen to ourselves, and it takes practice.
Yeah, it sure does. It does.
Both of what you were explaining, I feel like that's the embodiment. That's the yeah, like Sue said, you can do the mindset stuff and you can do the whatever, but it's actually embodying it. And I think that you're right. It does take lots of times we can learn the concepts, and that's like the seed being planted, and then it takes it actually sprouting to and that's the embodiment phase, which is not necessarily the easiest part. Because yeah, we can learn and it can be, I get this on a logical level, on a cognitive level, but that doesn't mean that I get it on a soul level.
Yeah.
And I get that with my readings too. Like I'll be
Yes.
going through and it'll be like there'll be a flowerist and then it's like, okay, stop. You can't bring that one back in. Like I'll say have to bring it in 4 times for someone with someone. And it'll be like, no, okay, stop. And it's like we have to do something else
Yeah.
before I can. Or I will know with myself that I have an essence and I'll be like, okay, let's bring it in. It's like, no. I'm like, all right, we'll just leave it hanging there for a minute then. And then sure enough, later that day or whatever, because whatever divine timing has come up. So even if it's something switching within the ethers or maybe something switching within someone else that maybe has to do with, or something else has to happen, and being able to let that go and allow it to be what it is has been definitely a challenge for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And like divine timing, a lot of people will ask, well, when do you see this happening? Yeah, I can I typically get a season, but
Season.
it's like, okay, you're going to get a new job in the fall, but if you never leave your house to apply or never get on the computer to apply, it won't be this fall,
Yeah.
right? So timing depends on us and our actions as well, not just waiting for it to come and happen like a lightning happens and it's like, oh, okay, today I'm ready. I feel that you have to be moving toward the energy of it as well, if it's something that you are seeking.
I agree
I
with
get
that
seasons too.
if it's inspired action,
There
because
you go. Yeah.
because that's where I kept getting in the trap, because then it would be like, okay, well then I'm going to put out like 1,000 resumes, and then nothing would happen. I'm like, but it's supposed to happen. I know it's supposed to happen. I've seen it happen, but it's like I'm not doing it from that energy space, and so it's not doing just to do. It's doing because it's inspired action, which again ties me to that destiny point and ties me to that energy of being ready to.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Going to give an example of that the other people may realize that one day I was supposed to go to Red Deer, got myself all dressed and was like pushing down my feelings about not going, started on my way and I kept feeling the feelings, you need to turn around, you need to turn around. But I thought, don't be silly. It's nice. I just don't want to leave my house. I'm being a hermit. Get to Rimby and I felt this awful pull. So I said, okay, no more. So I stopped, called her and says, hey, I'm not coming. I just can't today. So I go back home and I feel totally relaxed. And she phones me about 2 hours later and she says, well, my whole roads on both sides of my roads are closed. One, there was an accident. And I was like, oh, right. See, it's learning to listen to that little inner thing and it's divine timing because I wouldn't have stopped. I would have just kept pushing myself, but it just kept getting stronger. It's not exactly divine timing now that I think about it, it's intuition, but still.
They both
Yeah.
tie in together though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think I'm going to say that I don't mean this spirit, but I'm going to say I think it's almost harder when you are that intuitive, where
Yeah.
ignorance is kind of bliss, because then you don't get that, oh, this is coming. When? Like you just, it's like, yeah. So that's my experience anyhow. I think sometimes ignorance is bliss. Sometimes I don't need to, because then I wouldn't be in that in between where I know it's coming. And I know, Sue, I know you get lots. We've talked lots about, like, you've seen things about the future and everything with the collective. And so it can be very frustrating when you're like, I know this is coming. I know it is. And it's not, and you're like, I know it, but when
Yeah.
is always a question.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm like, let's get this party started, right? When it comes to the collective, because I know it's going to happen. It's just like, okay, but the people aren't ready for it yet, or, something needs to happen in order for, right? And I always, when that happens for me, I'm always like, okay, things are not ready yet for the outcome to be what it needs to be as the collective, right? More things need to happen in order for this to happen, right? Um, and it's not always good stuff I see, but it is a space where it's like, okay, let's get it going, right? I just want to get through this hardship or this whatever so we can be in more of our heart space, right? Um, Divine timing, I can't worry about it. I can just know that it's going to be okay, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
a different
agree.
topic.
it,
Yeah,
it
So I'll
is.
go a little astray.
yeah, yeah, that's what we do here.
Oh, yeah.
We always
Who
come
knows
full
what we're
circle
going to talk
though.
about? I agree. And it's, like I know what's coming. I don't know what it looks like exactly, but I know I feel it. And and yeah. And then you see something happen and then you're like, I'm better at it now than I've ever been. But I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see how, I don't know how it's going to lead to this, but I can see why this is happening here today because that is, and so I've been able to be a little bit more patient with that. But yeah, I know, I think a lot of people are like that, intuitives especially, um, because they know what's coming and they get very frustrated. And so then they try to push or they try to push other people
Yeah,
to awaken. And that's something I know I've had to learn too, like you said, with clients and with myself, is that just let it go. And it's going to happen how it's going to happen. And yeah.
yeah. Or you'll see, like, I'm sure all of us get stuff like this, but you'll see something really good happening for someone, and then all of a sudden they have a tower moment, and they're like, "Well, you said, right?" But it's like, but wait a minute, that tower had to happen in order for this to be as good as it's been shown, right? So it's kind of like what's right about it. I mean, when you're going through a trial, it's like you don't want to, what's right about it, but it's something deeper. It's aligning you. It's bringing you that divine timing on your path.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. And with the tower moment thing, that's what I've been learning with my own life too. When something comes up and it's like, where did this come from? It's like, oh, that is the next step to that. Okay, got it. Um, and yeah, it's interesting. I'll say that.
Life is interesting.
Isn't it though? Wow, we all went quiet.
Okay.
I thought Sue was going to say something. It's like,
No, I was like, Sheila's saying something.
in
The
my
two
head, I
twins.
was.
Yeah, there you go.
I was thinking about the first time I had met Sue. So that was also divine timing because I mean, how would we have met? What would we have like? I wouldn't have done any of these things. It just happened one step at a time. And then she came to my first reading that I did with the group of people, like my very first group reading. And then the next thing we know, we're in all these markets and things are just building. And I wasn't expecting any of it, but it just happened like in a nice flow. And there's a reason she came at that exact time. So
Yeah.
I thank you for coming at that exact time. So
Well, you chose it first.
Apparently.
Yeah, no, you chose it because you contacted me, right? I think
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah. So,
Well, we were doing a reading and I said, "Oh, and I'm having a reading on." And you
yeah,
go, "Could I join?" I says, "You sure can." And then it just kind of went from there. So,
yeah, that's
and I
right.
really haven't not texted her almost every day. So, gonna start putting a block on her phone pretty soon.
No, no. There's a lot of people I talk to every day, so and I'm
Yeah.
grateful for all of it. So it's good. It's good. That's why I'm here. I'm here.
And then
Yeah.
I got to sit beside Tara at your market, your first market there.
Yeah. Is that
Nervous as heck.
yeah. That's the
Oh
first
my
time you two
goodness.
met, right?
Yeah. Tara came in. She's calm, just chill, no rushing about anything. Just, hi, how are you? Talking away, visiting and putting up her stuff and visiting. And a client comes through. She sets everything aside and calmly works with them. And then calm as like, okay, that's a big thing for me. Stay the heck calm. So that was the biggest thing that day I took from you was that this calmness that you had. And I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to be calm all the time. From now on, I am calm. And I keep that in my head every time I go into a situation. Calm down, keep your energy where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Things happen when they happen.
I would say that was divine timing as well because that was one of your
Exactly.
first markets. Was it the first
Yeah,
market
my
or one of
first one
yeah.
was with Joelle in the
Okay, yeah.
that basement, the Scott Center or Scott
Oh,
Block.
right. Yeah.
It was crazy busy that day. And then I went, oh my gosh, there's something going on here. And then you had me in for yours. And I was like, I was packed solid that entire day too, and the next day. And it was a huge eye opener. It's if I can do 20 readings and not lay flat on my butt the next day, there's a way to do it all the time. So
Yeah. There is.
that's when I started offering it.
Yeah.
It was
Awesome.
awesome.
It's different, the energy though. When you're in the energy, it's not tiring. Like I can
No.
just keep going and going and going, but it's different when you're not. And I guess that's divine timing with alignment, right? Because I
Yes.
know when I'm at markets and things like that or with clients, I'm full on, connected and aligned. And so I can keep going, no problem.
Yeah, I get asked that too. Like, don't you get tired? Like, I'll have three in a day, either mediumship readings or healing sessions. And I go, no, it just energizes me. Like, I'm up till 11 or 12 at night after that busy day on top of my day. And it's very energizing for me and satisfying too, because some of the changes that happen during a session still blow my mind and they run in my head after thinking how amazing that was and then a call later and it's just amazing how you can touch so many people with such a little piece of your day.
Yeah.
It still just floors me. I know I've only been doing this just about 3 years, but it's crazy.
Yeah. Then you know that it's really your true purpose, right? When you
Mhm.
Yeah,
feel that way. Yeah.
how I have so much happening in such a short time and it's just more and more keeps progressing and shocking me and I just love every second I get with it. So the more people I can help and feel the way their energy feels, it's mind-blowing.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Very grateful.
It works both ways though, and that's when you become that channel, you're not taking from your energy source, you're taking from source energy
Fine.
and from Mother Earth. And so you're just being a channel for the light. And so it doesn't take from us. And we're able
Wasn't.
to give it out because it's not taking from us.
Yeah. It takes nothing from me. Like I can stand pretty much in one space, one spot in a read in a session and my hands will move or energy will move, whichever, and my body doesn't hurt or anything, even if it's standing like that. So it's really amazing how you feel the warmth coming through, and you can watch energy move and flow and not be tired.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's pretty amazing.
Perfect. I think that's what we have for today. Are we good?
I think so. So tell
Awesome.
me
I can't.
when.
Divine timing. Anyway, thank
Just
you
kidding.
everyone for being here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And all of Tara's and Sheila's info will be in the description. And we look forward to 2 weeks from now, our next morning musings. And again, if there's any topics you would like, please put in the comments and we will go from there. So thank you, everyone. Thank you all.
Thanks,
Thank
ladies. It's so
you.
nice to see
Thank
you.
you. Have a
Have a
good
good
one.
day.
Bye.